what seemed like a routine pre-season friendly between two teams gearing up for the season, well, a little bit of a bomb dropped at the end of it by Pep Guardiola, talking about Ederson's future, saying, look, he's earned the right to look elsewhere. And it kind of sounded like they were pretty relaxed about the fact that they gave Stefan Ortega a new contract, and that he was the player that he was talking about yesterday when he said, when a player leaves, we have to come up with a plan and we have to be okay with that. So it sounds as though Ederson is currently assessing his options at Manchester City. He didn't start tonight, he came off the bench, played the second half, but obviously he's been Manchester City's goalkeeper for the last few years in a very, very successful time for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola openly admits that, but obviously the tighter run-in at the end of last season, it was Ortega who played so well during that run-in, some huge standout moments. He's showed it, he's ready to become a Premier League number one. But my word, that will be a huge loss to Manchester City if the Brazil keeper decides to move to Saudi Arabia. Those are the options on the table, aren't they? Obviously, we heard Pep Guardiola talk previously about Pep Guardiola saying he's not going anywhere. He said that obviously it's one and a half players that may well be leaving. The half a player was obviously Calvin Phillips. Again, another player that he admits he isn't sure whether he's going to be part of the first team squad going forward. When we spoke to Pep Guardiola after he joined West Ham in the January transfer window, it sounded like he wasn't expecting Calvin Phillips back at the club this season. He is here. Guardiola said he had a tiny bit of an injury, so he only played 45 minutes. But it doesn't sound like he's planning to have the England midfielder as part of his first team squad again. I think the difference is here at the moment, the market is quite cold for Calvin Phillips. It sounds as though it's going to be one of those moves that's going to happen later on in the window. As for that, Guardiola's clearly expecting the status quo from that squad. Add Savinho, who's obviously still away recuperating after Copa America. Quite quiet at Manchester City, isn't it? That's a bit of a surprise. Quite quiet at Celtic as well. Brendan Rodgers admits the club had a meeting today about potential transfer targets and had a message to the fans saying, we are working hard, we want to strengthen. By the end of the window, we will be better than we are right now. That is a big claim, considering one of their best players, Matt O'Reilly, is wanted by various clubs in Europe. They've already turned down two bigs from Atalanta in Serie A. If they can keep hold of him and bring in others, what a window that would be. Lose Matt O'Reilly, then straight away they'll need to replace him. And obviously, fans will be wanting more than that as well. So yes, pre-season game, lots of goals, very hot, very humid. But of course, it's transfers that everyone's talking about afterwards.